Hey everyone. So tonight, I want to talk about breaking the ties to mother-son enmeshment. Um, I think it's really important to set vital, strong boundaries. If you feel like your life is being negatively influenced by a relationship with someone who's enmeshed with you in your family, or someone who's enmeshed with you, specifically mothers with their sons or fathers with their daughters, excuse me. You're going to want to put strong, stable boundaries to them. You're going to want to be vital in a healthy way. And if they come on strongly every day, day after day, because they're enmeshed with you emotionally, and this could be from years, you want to say with lovingly respect, I appreciate you caring. I appreciate you, loving me the way that you do. I just think that it's healthy right now if we talk more like on a monthly basis rather than every day. You have to set vital boundaries, or else they're going to keep interfering. This bond is going to interfere with other relationships in your life. When you're with a partner, your partner has to feel respected. Your partner has to feel loved. Your partner has to feel heard. Your partner has to feel wanted. And if you keep going on with this really unhealthy enmeshed relationship with your mother or your family member, um, or anyone who you're enmeshed with, honestly, it's going to break down your relationship with the person that fell in love with, that you care for, the relationship that you are in. Remember why you love this person, and you would want the same love and respect in return. You have to put yourself in their shoes, and just say, if the situation was flipped, you can say, okay, well, how would I feel if he or she had this type of relationship with so and so and they were enmeshed? And how would that make me feel? Would I feel appreciated and loved and valued and cared for? Or would I feel hurt, or feelings of distance, a discord in the relationship? Now, if somebody is enmeshed with, their parent, and they're an adult, they may not see it right away. It may take them years or months to even realize this. Excuse me. And they may have to break the cycle. Um, Individual counseling is wonderful. Counseling is not a weakness. To be, guided and counseled by someone, it's actually the start of healing. You have to love and respect self. That is where it starts. The relationship with yourself, it starts there. Then, when you establish that confidence and that love and that respect for yourself and your self worth and your self esteem, that is going to make way for other loving relationships and bonds and connections healthfully in your life. Um, Mother son enmeshment and any enmeshment can be really tricky because the child who's been conditioned to be enmeshed, they're going to feel guilty once they even start to break these bonds off with the enmeshed parent, because the enmeshed parent has it set up to where they have an intimate emotional connection and mental connection with this child. And the child is going to feel guilty because any type of change that's going to put a break or a wedge in this relationship, change brings up our internal fears, which lay on the subconscious or unconscious level. And it's going to be different. A lot of individuals don't like different. They like to keep things as they are, as our habits and everything. But the brainwashing from an early age can be really detrimental to, hang on, I just have to take a drink of my aloe. They are going to, they're going to, they might disassociate a lot um, from the person that they're in the relationship with. People often wonder what happens when an enmeshed parent passes away. The number one thing that happens when an enmeshed parent passes away and the child who's been enmeshed with them for the whole life, many won't be able to reestablish a healthy emotional bond or an emotional bond or mental connection at all. I hate to say it. They're going to they're going to be very lost individuals unless they seek help, counseling, therapy, um, learning how to embrace reality, the truth. A lot of people are in denial of mother-son enmeshment because they're so used to the pattern. They're so used to living this way and being so close, with this parent and vice versa. But I did want to touch base on how it affects the spouse or the partner. It affects the partner or the spouse a great deal because they're not getting their needs met from the child who is now an adult who is enmeshed with the parent. Oftentimes they feel like the third wheel. Oftentimes they feel like it's a triangular relationship. Especially, it depends how deep the levels are connected with between the enmeshed ones. So, for instance, if the mother is enmeshed with her son very on a deeply, on a deep level, she's going to text him, and she's going to do this on a daily basis, and she's going to want to always be, and I hate to say this, but number one to this child. It's like if he doesn't prove himself loyal to her first or put her on a pedestal, then she's going to fight her way to be number one, and she will sabotage the relationship tie that he's in, whether it's with his wife, his girlfriend, his fiance. Many individuals who have mothers like this try to hide their romantic relationship because they, on a subconscious level and a conscious level, sometimes they know how detrimental their mothers can be. And then, the manipulation and the brainwashing. When I say this, excuse me, I need to take a drink. When I say this, manipulation and brainwashing, I'm saying this because she will have him on, I hate to say this, excuse me, but a tight leash or wrapped around her finger. His loyalty will always be her first. Unless this person knows how unhealthy the bond is and seeks help or puts up healthy boundaries. But if this person continues with the bond, then there is little hope for a successful romantic relationship, because how are two people going to be intimate with one another when one of these people have an emotional enmeshment bond with a family member like the mother? that emotional bond is emotional incest, and the person that he's trying to be romantic with is going to plainly feel like her feelings and her needs and her wants are not being met, that she's number two, and that she is only strictly wanted on a physical level, and that's eventually what's going to happen. Now, in order to fix this, and if he wants to save his partnership or his marriage, he's going to have to, once again, put up healthy boundaries and go to individual counseling and discuss his issue with the counselor, so the counselor can then help him establish healthy boundaries, and from there they can go on. Couples counseling as well. I'm not a counselor yet, but that is in the works. And I will be specializing in mother-son enmeshment, enmeshment ties, self-esteem, and combining these things with my spirituality. Like, just more is to come on more videos. That's another discussion. Excuse me. But I feel like this video needed to be out there for some people, because maybe your relationship is suffering on these levels that I've been speaking of. Maybe you want to be closer and you wondered, what happened to the love that I've had for my partner? Why isn't my partner acting the same? Does she love me? What did I do? Maybe there's not communication as much anymore. Maybe it's because she feels hurt in the relationship and she doesn't even know how to speak to you anymore, because she feels so emotionally unbonded, and she feels like your loyalty and your honorability has proved to be to your mother, and she feels just really hurt and in her shell. So you're going to want to reconnect with her. You're going to not want to hide anything anymore. You're going to want to establish healthy boundaries with your mother. You're going to have to reestablish these bonds of trust with her. Be open and honest about everything. Communication is key. Like I said, honesty, integrity. You have to have a good character and disposition, and your heart has to be in it. You can't be half in and half out. It doesn't work that way. You have to be all in, and you have to make the effort and really prove to her that she can open up to you and trust you again, because she is probably brokenhearted from all the times you put your mother first, or the times that, who knows, your mother has texted you about it and you didn't, you felt guilty with going against her. You felt like it would be dismoral or disrespectful to your mother, so you just went along with it. Maybe she's seen emails or text messages, or perhaps overheard a conversation between your mother and you, and maybe you weren't having your girlfriend's back. And as women, we need to feel like you're number one. We need to feel like you can stick up for us. We need to feel like we're your queens, like we are on the pedestal. When a man grows up, he is supposed to leave the nest and leave his mother and go to his wife or his girlfriend. It is very unhealthy to keep going on with such a overly close emotional bond unhealthfully with your mother. How do you know it's unhealthy? Key points here. She texts you every day and you feel like you have to respond, and you respond even though you feel guilty, but you don't want to hurt her feelings. You have to look into that. Another thing is, you can't say no to her. You go along with everything that she wants you to do or that she asks of you, or else you'll feel guilty. Perhaps she's emotionally manipulated you and trained you this way, conditioned you to act this way. So now as an adult, it's up to you to set these emotional boundaries with your mother, and to bring your wife, your girlfriend, or your fiance as number one. Now you're an adult, so you're going to want to reestablish this love partnership emotionally only with your partner. With your mother, you need to put healthy boundaries up. She is your mother, and she is not your responsibility emotionally. Your partner is. To work on a partnership, that is what you need to realize. I'm going to be posting more about this. I hope everyone's learned something. I hope I touched someone out there and maybe helped someone who needed advice on a situation of mother-son enmeshment. Have a lovely night, and thank you for watching.